Hi, I'm Olivia Heffernan, and today I'm going to talk about religion and ethics and where do people look for additional answers in regards to religion and ethics. First, I would like to talk about religious texts. So, I think that intuition and emotion affect how people interpret religious texts because intuitively people will know that certain things are right and wrong. Like, for example, intuitively most people will know that, for example, murder is wrong. And like emotionally also, like something like murder would be emotionally taxing for most people. So religious texts offer morals for most people. um, and like most people would say that like things are inherently good or inherently bad. Like, let's keep going with this murder analogy. Murder is inherently bad. So religious texts help to justify people's instant reactions to things, just like Jonathan Haidt talks about in The Moral Foundations of Politics. Religious texts just aim to help people justify their initial reactions to things. Like, for example, with the murder analogy, people inherently know that murder is bad. And then, for example, when they read about it in the Bible, and uh, in the Bible it says, murder is bad, don't do it. And they're like, oh, see, look at that. There we go. That's proof. However, you could also argue that because religious texts, most of them anyway, were written thousands of years ago and have been translated many, many times, that maybe their meaning and the message that they're trying to like pass is has been lost to some extent or to a complete extent. And actually, A.J. Jacobs did an experiment where he lived exactly by what the Bible says for like an entire year. So he grew out his beard because you're not supposed to trim the edges of your beard, and he didn't wear any cloth that was of mixed texture, of mixed what's it called, threads. Like, for example, like no poly cotton blends. And he says that and actually, I talk in the book about how the Bible actually reminds me of the Wikipedia because it has all of these authors and editors over hundreds of years. It's sort of evolved. And this guy who followed the Bible exactly for a long time, for a year, says that it's actually not a good idea to follow it exactly, and that since it's changed so much in so many years, there's no way to have like a literal or an actual way, like exact way of knowing that that is what that religion actually wanted, or the person who founded the religion actually wanted such a long time ago. Um, so now let's talk about faith and religion. I think that one of the big ways of knowing for religion and why people reach out to religion to find answers is because it gives people hope. It gives people hope for the future. And religion appears in almost every major civilization. And I think the reason of that is because it teaches how most religions anyway, teach how each individual person can like make the world a little bit better. And here's a quote from Stephen Prothero, which says, "What kind of a problem does each religion see in what human beings have? Uh, then what's the solution to that problem? So if you understand the basic human problem as basically about sin, then Christianity is going to maybe make a lot of sense to you. But if the problem is really suffering, then maybe Buddhism is a solution." So what that is basically trying to say is that every religion focuses on how to make like humans or the world as a whole better. Basically, clearly there's exceptions, but every religion will try to just like better things, and depending on which one you follow, you think that like that one thing or another thing will like help you reach like enlightenment. I guess like some religions think that that's like meditating, some religions think that that's like going to mass and services, and that just depends. But furthermore, on faith and religion, it could be argued that religion throughout history has really been used as a tool to maintain ruling power. Like, for example, the Roman Emperor Commodus claimed to be the son of Jupiter, but was really just a tyrant and didn't want to get thrown out. So he like claimed being the son of a divine power so that people would fear him and respect him. He eventually gets assassinated, though, so it's okay. uh, ethics. Oh, sorry. Ethics and intuition. So, we intuitively know that certain things are wrong. For example, let's keep going with this murder analogy, and mold our laws according to what intuitively we know is wrong. However, that isn't always foolproof because things can feel morally wrong, even if, like, by the law or like technically they aren't wrong. Like, for example, cash for sterilization can feel inhumane even though it technically isn't illegal. Um, because like it feels inhumane because it's targeting a group of people who is marginalized and it's giving them something that they need, which is money, in exchange for something that maybe they don't really know the full value of, or they aren't really in a state of mind to know the full value of, which is their fertility. And let's talk about utilitarianism here for a second. Uh, which, let's first the definition. The most morally correct actions are those that benefit the majority. That's what utilitarianism is. And that could work both for and against the cash for sterilization argument, because you could potentially be saving many babies from being born addicted to drugs, and like have serious disabilities and health problems throughout their whole lives. And actually, the founder adopted a bunch of kids with disabilities because their mothers did drugs. So, like, she knows that that isn't a good life for the kids. But also, you are putting an end to potentially many new lives by sterilizing these women, and you don't know if maybe these women will like one day like stop doing drugs and then want to have kids, and then like you ended the life of those potential kids, like before even knowing if that the woman like could be redeemed. So yeah, here am I works cited. Thank you for listening. Bye.